Okay, good morning once again. Good morning to you all who are watching my video lesson. So I am Shintai. I will have discussed a new lesson for today. So let's have now our warm up first before we have our before we formally start our lesson. So let's have first number one and number two. We'll have to get the square root of a number, and you'll have to tell me what two integers that's the answer of one and number two are in between. So meaning, you'll have to give me the two integers wherein the answer for the number 1, number 2 are found. Okay. So napapagitnaan ng dalawang integers. So ano yun? Number 1, the square root of 205. So what two integers will the answer for square root of 205 be found or be found? Makikita saan? Okay? Yes, they have 14 and 15. Bakit? Kasi po, the square root of 205 is 14 point something, no? Then number 2, what two integers? The answer for this question for Kate will be found. Yes, that's correct. We have 6 and 7. Now let's come with number 3 and number 4. So by this time, you'll have to use calculator to find its value and then round up to the nearest tenth. The final answer will be round up to the nearest tenth. Of course, they are not also a perfect square, right? So our answer will be round up to the nearest tenth. Okay, let's have number 3. Maybe you have the same answer also. The answer is 9.4 or 9 and 4 tenths. Very good. Okay, then number 4, 15 and 3 tenths. Okay, that is our answer for number 3 and number 4. Okay, so I hope the minds get warmed up. Okay, now let's have now our objectives for today. Okay, for this lesson. So objective number 1, illustrate real numbers and its subsets. Number 2, arrange real numbers in increasing or decreasing order. Number 3, represent real life situation involving real numbers. Okay, so these are our objectives or guide for our lesson for today. So illustrate real numbers and its subset. Pag subset, it's just a part or part of a whole. O ano ba yung part ng real numbers? Number 2, arrange real numbers in increasing or decreasing order. So it may be least to greatest or greatest to least, tama? Mababa pataas or mataas pababa. Okay. Number 3, represent real life. Now, we'll have to give word problem involving real numbers and then we'll have to answer. Okay? So, real numbers. So, what are real numbers? So, did you know or do you know class that biologists classify animals based on shared characteristics? The horned lizard is an animal, a reptile, a lizard, and a gecko. So, let's have this one. So, di ba may mga animals na namumuhay sa tubig at lupa, meron sa tubig lang, meron sa lupa lang, di ba? Meron lumilipad, meron sa puno lang, o pababata lang, tama. So, ganun din po, just like numbers in mathematics. So, we are classifying numbers according to its characteristics or shared characteristics. When we say shared characteristics, yung magkatulad sila. Okay, ganun din sa numbers. So, what are those? I'll have to find out. Okay. Now, it is now the natural numbers. So, when we say natural numbers, so ito na sila. So, natural numbers are counting now, or counting numbers is from 1, 2, 3, and so on. Starting from 1 and so on. Then, let's have whole numbers or whole numbers. So, natural counting numbers and 0. Ibig sabihin, 0 start, and then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, excuse me. Pataas. Diba? 0 start. And then we have integers. When you say integers, those are positive or negative natural numbers. Ayan, example, negative 2. Pa-left side po yan. Continuous po yan. 0, 1, 2, 3, and then pa-kanan po. Continuous din po yan. And then let's have another one. Yan, rational number. So, any number which can be written as a fraction or as a quotient of a over b or a quotient of two integers or a over b where b is not equal to 0. Tama? And then, kapag may decimal numbers dito, yung decimal number niya ay terminating and then repeating. Rational number yon. And then we have irrational number. So, any decimal number which can't be written as a fraction, a non-terminating and non-repeating decimal. Okay. Non-terminating, ibig sabihin hindi napuputo, walang hangganan. And then, non-repeating, hindi na ulit. Okay. So, kabaligtaran ng rational, no? Example natin ay pi, 3.1459 and so on. Okay. Now, those are, yung nabanggit kanina na nauna, are subset or part of real numbers. Kaya nga po, real numbers are rational numbers and irrational numbers. Ayan. Okay, so now these are the three map of real numbers. Ayan. Rational. Rational, examples of rational. Ayan. Under of rational are fraction, decimals, and integers. Then under of integers, we have, yes, negative integers and whole numbers. And under the whole numbers, we have zero and natural or counting numbers. Okay? Now let's practice. So just have to write or tell me what is natural, whole number, integers, rational, irrational, or real numbers. So more than one answer can apply. For number 1, 7 over 8. Yes, what do you think? 7 over 8 is rational and real numbers. Okay, so that's it. Number 2, 0. 0 is a whole number, integer, rational, and real numbers. How about negative 9? Negative 9 is an integer, rational, and real numbers. Okay, so I hope you can follow. Number 4. Negative 4 over 5 is a rational and a real number. Yes, that's it. So let's have more. For number 5, so the square root of 8, so it is irrational and real numbers. Number 6, natural, whole number, integer, rational, and real numbers. Number 7, natural, whole number, integers, rational, and real number. Why? Because the square root of 49 is 7. So we are referring to 7, but that is the answer for the square root of 49. So it is 7 is a natural, whole number, integer, rational, and real number. Then, integer. Negative the square root of 36. It is integer, rational, and real number. Why it is integer? Because the square root of 36 is 6, so there's a negative sign, so negative 6. So it is integer and rational, also real number. Okay? So that's it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, just have to put less than, greater than, or equal. Let's have number item number 1, so 8. So the first symbol is less than, the second symbol is greater than, and then the third one is equal. When we say less than, the number on the left side is less than to the number on the right side. When we say greater than, the number on the left side is greater than to the number on the right side. And when we say equals or equal, the numbers are the same in value or they are equal. Yes. For number 1, 3 over 5 is belong to 6 tenths. So the answer is equals. Yes, they are equals. 3 divided by 5, so it is also 6 tenths. Number 2, yes, less than. 4 over 9 is less than 75 hundredths. Number 3, yes, greater than. 3 over 7 is greater than 3 tenths. Number 4, negative. 9 over 10 is less than 2 over 5. So, sa sign pa lang, halata na. So, negative and positive. So, negative number is less than the positive number. Then, number 5 are equal. 9 over 12 is equals to 75 hundredths. Number 6, yes, pi. Pi is 3.14, diba? May decimal point po yun. It's greater than to 9 over 3. Bakit? Kasi 9 over 3 is only equals to 3. Diba? Equals 3 lang po yan. Wala nang sobra. If yung pi, may point pa siya. 3 point, okay. Non-terminating. Then let's have number 7. 14 over 6 is belong to 17 over 2. So, take a look on the denominator. So, ang divisor ng una ay 6, tapos 14 yung dinivide. Sa pangalawa ay 17, tapos ang divisor ay 2. So, doon pa lang, clear na kung sinong mas maliit at mas malaki sa dalawa. So, the answer is less than. 14 over 6 is less than 17 over 2. Okay. How about for number 8? 25 divided by 20, does it equal to 1 and 25 hundredths? Yes, class. That's correct. It is the same or equals. How about for number 1? Square root of 15. Yes, that's real and irrational. Yes, how about for number 2? Negative the square root of 64 over 2 simplified. So the answer will be, diba, the square root of 64 is 8 over 2 is 4. So negative 10, that's why the final answer is negative 4. So negative 4 is real number, integer, and rational. That's correct. Okay, for number 3, since the denominator is 0, so it is undefined or no answer, so it is not a real number. Not a real number. So out po siya sa real number, no? Hindi po siya real number. Lahat po ng divisor ay 0 or denominator ay 0 ay not a real number. How about for number 4? The square root of 25 times the square root of 16. So the square root of 25 is 5 times the square root of 16. So it will be 5 times 4 is equivalent to 20. Tama? Close to 20. So what? 20 is an rational number. Yes, real number. Whole number or counting, whole number. Natural or counting numbers. Integer, yes. So lahat ng sagot sa kanya ay pwede. So 20 po kasi yung number. Okay? So I hope you can follow. Okay, now let's have the ordering rational numbers. In which the ordering rational numbers or real numbers will have to arrange the number from least to greatest or greatest to least. By this time, least to greatest po tayo. Mababa pataas. Yes. Ayan. So, para mas madali, diba, ang gawin natin ay negative 175 thousandths, 2/3 negative 5 over 8, 1 and 7 tenths, negative 95 hundredths. So, para mas madali natin ma-arrange or ma-identify kung sino mas malaki sa kanila, ang mga fractional form will have to convert that one or gagawin natin decimal numbers. So, ang 2/3 ay 667 thousandths, ang negative 5 over 8 ay negative 625 thousandths. Okay. So, by this time, lahat na sila naka-decimal form. So, may ilalagay na natin siya in a number line. And then, madali natin ma-identify kung sino yung mababa at pinakamalaki. So, gamit ang number line, ang pinakamababa ay negative 95 hundredths, followed by negative 625 thousandths, and then followed by negative 175 thousandths, then 667 thousandths, and then 1 and 7 tenths. Okay. From left to right po yun. Kaliwa pa kanan. Yung pinakakaliwa, yun yung pinakamababa hanggang pumunta sa pinakakanan at pinakadulo, yun yung pinakamataas. Okay. So, negative 95 hundredths is less than negative 625 thousandths. And 625,000 is less than negative 175 thousandths. And then, it is less than to 667 thousandths. And then, it is less than on 1 and 7 tenths. That's why, yun yung pinakadulo yung 1 and 7 tenths. Okay? So, negative 95 is less than, so negative 5 over 8, less than, so negative 175 thousandths, is less than to 2/3, so less than to 1 and 7 tenths. So, sinulat lang siya in a fractional form. So, yung endpoint decimals na kanina, yung mga value niya, ayan po. So, kung isusulat natin from least to greatest po, kung mababa pinakamataas na hindi tatanggalin yung fraction, ito po yun. So, mauna si negative 95 hundredths, followed by negative 5 over 8, followed by negative 175 thousandths, followed by 2 over 3, and then the last one is 1 and 7 tenths. Okay, now let's have we'll have to compare rational numbers or fractions by finding the LCD. So this is just one way of finding the value, the numbers or the real numbers. Or specifically the fractions. So paano po ba malalaman kung mas mataas ang isa or mas maliit? So unang way natin is to find the LCD. Ayan. So the LCD of 4 and 7 is 28. So you just have to divide. 28 divided by 4 is 7 times 1, 7. So we have 7 over 28. So the similar fraction po sila. Gagawin natin similar fraction kaya kinuha yung LCD. Then 28 divided by 7 ay 4 times 2 ay 8. Kaya naging 8 over 28. So by this time, alam na natin kung sino yung mas malaki nung makita na natin yung similar fraction. Pag sinabing ulit similar fraction, yun yung magkatulad yung denominator. So 1/4 is blank to 2 over 7. It is greater than or less than. So the correct answer is less than. Kasi po 7 over 28 siya, yung isa ay 8 over 28. So 1/4 is less than to 2 over 7. Mas mababa daw yung 1/4 sa 2 over 7, which is correct. Okay, for number 2, anong LCD ng 12 and 3? Yes, that's correct. We have 12. Very good. Now we have 12. So 12 divided by 12 is 1 times 5 is 5. So that's why we have 5 over 12. Then the second one, 12 divided by 3 is 4 times 1 is 4. That's why we have now 4 over 12. And then what will be our final answer? 5 over 12 blank to 1/3. Is it greater than or less than? So dito pala nakita na natin sa similar fraction that 5/12 is greater than to 4 over 12. So you'll have to put the answer as 5 over 12 greater than to 1/3. Okay, so I hope you can follow. Then the third one, the denominators are 6 and 4. So what is the LCD of 6 and 4? Yes, we have 12 again. Very good. 12 divided by 6 is 2 times 2 is 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3 times 3 is 9. So we have already a similar fraction, which is 4 over 12 and 9 over 12. Now we can easily find, or you can easily say what will be the greater than or what will be the less than. Smaller one and then the bigger number. So 2 over 6 is blank to 3 over 4. So the answer is, yes, we have less than. So 2 over 6 is less than 3 over 4. Mas mababa daw si 2 over 6 sa 3 over 4. Got it? So I hope you learned a lot or you got the correct process and the steps. Thank you. Okay, because of that, we'll move on to the next way of finding the if it is greater than or less than. Okay, so yes, using same example, so we'll have another process. So we'll have to use another way of determining if they are greater than or less than. So kanina, sabi natin by LCD, and then by this time, by converting into decimals. So divide lang natin, so 1 divided by 4, and then 2 divided by 7, as hanggang matapos, hanggang number 3, ganun din po. Ayan po, flash po. Yung equivalent ng 1 over 4 is 2500, yung 2 over 7 is 28 hundredths. So in this, by this time, we can easily identify kung sino mas malaki, tama? So that's why 1/4 is less than 2 over 7 kasi mas mababa yung 25 hundredths sa 28 hundredths, tama? Now, numbers 2 or the second one, 5 over 12 is 41 hundredths. And then 1 over 3 is 33 hundredths. So the answer will be 5 over 12 is greater than to 1/3. Bakit? Mas malaki nga naman yung 41 hundredths sa 33 hundredths, tama? Diba? Then the third one is 2 over 6 is equals to 33 hundredths. 3 over 4 is equals to 75 hundredths. So dito makikita din natin in decimal forms kung sino yung mas malaki at mas maliit. So that's why the answer is 2 over 6 is less than 3 over 4. Kasi po, mas mababa si 33 hundredths kay 75 hundredths. Diba? Mas madali sa inyo. Ano yung mas madaling gawin? Yung wag po gagawing similar fraction, gamit yung LCD para ma-identify kung which is the bigger or the smaller one. Or itong process na to, nagagawin nyo lang din sa mga formula fraction para ma-identify agad. Again and again, kahit alin doon yung gamitin nyo, as long as marunong tayo mag-identify kung greater than or less than, tama yun. Tama lahat ng process. So any process will do. As long as wala namang nire-require ko ano yung dapat gamitin. Okay? Ika nga, iba't ibang pamamaraan, pero yung sagot ay iisa. Okay. Yes, mas madali din tayo mag-compare ng decimal numbers kapag ganitong process. Yes, i-compare lang natin from left to right. So, isusulat natin in column. So, yung decimal point pantay, yung first digit, yung 10th place, hundredths place, hanggang matapos kung ilang digits sila. So, by this time, dalawa lang hundredths place lang sila. So, 81 and 84 hundredths. So, ngayon, sa first digit muna tayo sa 10th place, we have 8. So, the same sila. Sa hundredths place, sa una ay 1, sa pangalawa ay 4. So, dito pa lang, mas mababa na yung isa, kasi 1 sa 4, di ba? So, ngayon, masasabi natin yung 81 hundredths is less than 84 hundredths, di ba? Mas mabilis. Ayan po. So, 81 hundredths is less than or mas mababa sa 84 hundredths. Okay? Sundan? Yes. How about this one? 34 may bar, ibig sabihin, repeating yung 34. So, 34 po yan. Then, 342,000. So, sa tingin nyo, sino mas malaki? Greater than po ba yung lalagay or less than? Mas mataas ba si 34 na thousands na may bar? Or yes? Yes. So, tama. Greater than po siya. So, 343 kasi po yung 34, ulit 34. So, 3 lang naman yung kailangan kasi 3 digit na yung isa. So, 3, magkatulad yung tens place. 4,000, hundreds place, magkatulad 4. Yung thousands place, doon sila nagkaiba. 3 yung isa naman ay 2. So, bigger po yung 343. So, that's why, maging greater than po sa gitna. Okay? So, that's it. So, I hope naintindihan at nauwaan. Sir Greg, bakit po ba naging 3 dito sa pangatlo? Kasi nga po, ang 34 ay repeating. So, meaning, 34, 34. So, kaya 3 po yung pangatlo dyan. Kasi 34 ulit. Bakit hindi natin sinama yung 4 na 34? Kasi po, hanggang 3 digit lang po yung isang number. Kaya doon lang tayo, kukunin lang natin yung pangatlo lang. That's why 3 lang yung kinuha. Okay? Kasi doon lang pa lang, malalaman na din natin yung sagot. Okay, so that's it. So, I hope you understand and you follow. Okay, you follow the steps. Now, let's move on. So, kailangan natin mag-move on. Hindi natin kailangan tumigil. So, patuloy ang buhay. Okay. Now, in order the numbers from least to greatest, ito po. Mas madali din natin ma-order yung number from least to greatest kapag naka-decimal form na. Ganun pa rin, isusulat natin by digits or by their placements. Ayan. Tapat-tapat yung decimal point. Line up lang natin. Ayan po. Line up numbers by decimal point. Ayan. Digits magkakatapat kung saan tens, hundreds, thousands, and thousands. Ayan. Second column, ayan. Lalagyan natin ng zeros. Or kung sino yung pinakamadami, bawa 7,011, 7,011, 10,000. So, yun yung pinakamadami. So, 4 digits, di ba, mula sa decimal point. Kaya yung iba, nalagyan na natin ng 0. Ayan. 7100, 7070. Bakit po ba 7070? Kasi po repeating po yung 70. Then, yung 7, sir, bakit po 7 nilagay? Kasi po repeating po yung 7, kaya po may bar. Okay. Now, malalaman na natin kung sinulat natin as is this one, then for the column 2, malalaman natin kung sino yung pinakamataas sa lahat. Titingnan natin yung first digit, 7, magkatulad. Hundreds place, magkatulad ba? May naiiba. Ayan, doon pa lang, alam na natin, magkakaiba-iba sila. So, ang sagot ay ito na. Placement from least to greatest, yes, smaller number to the biggest number, ang pinakamaliit ay 7 tenths. Followed by 7,000, 11, 10,000s. Okay, or 0.7 to 11. Then, followed by 0.70 or 70 hundreds. Pero may bar siya, ibig sabihin repeating. Then, followed by 71 hundreds. And then, bigger number, biggest number, or the larger number is 7 na may bar. Ibig sabihin repeating po, yun po yung pinakadulo. So, that's it. Ito yung pinakamababa, ang pinakamataas ay 0.7. 7 lang siya, pero repeating po yan, 7 po yan, ha? Okay. Ayan po, ilalagay ko lang para malinaw. So, ayan po. So, there's the order now. Di ba mas madali kapag ina-align muna? Tapos, titignan yung mga placement from mula sa decimal point, tapat-tapat. And then, compare na natin na mas mabilis. And therefore, mabilis natin ma-identify kung sino yung mas malaki at sino yung mas maliit, di ba? Okay. Ang galing naman. So, I hope you learned a lot. Okay? Next. Using a number line. Paggamit naman ng number line, madali lang din. Of course, yung number line natin, dapat may arrowhead sa kanan. Ibig sabihin, continuous po siya sa kanan, may arrowhead. Okay, excuse me. Mas ganun din sa kaliwa, may arrowhead dapat. Dapat may arrowhead pa kaliwa. Ibig sabihin, continuous din siya sa kaliwa. Ayan, so ang mga naka-fraction, gagawin decimal number, tapos para mabilis natin ma-identify kung sino pinakamaliit at pinakamalaki. Ganun lang, divide nyo lang numerator by denominator. Ayan po. Ayan, ayan na sila sa number line. Of course, kung sino yung nasa left side, yun yung pinakamaliit. Papunta sa kanan, yung pinakahuli sa kanan, yun yung pinakamalaki. Okay, ayan po yung sagot. In order from least to greatest, we have 2 tenths, 2 over 5, 5 over 8, 65 hundredths, 3 over 2. Or in decimal form, we have 2 tenths, 4 tenths, 625 thousandths, and then we have 67 hundredths, and then we have 1 and 5 tenths. Okay po. Yun po yung order natin. So, madali lang, di ba? Diba? So, let's see. That's it. Let's have another example. Ganon din po ito. Ayan, kanyan lang din. Yan po. Ulitin ko lang yung number line. Dapat may arrowhead po sa kanan at kaliwa. Kasi po, continuous po yan. Ayan, dinivide lang din yung 1/3, naging 3/10 bar, pero ibig sabihin, repeating po yung 3. Then 2/3, ibig sabihin po may 6, may bar yung 6, ibig sabihin, repeating din po yung 6, maging 0.66666, non-terminating po yun. Walang hangganan. Okay, so that's it. Diba, ganun lang kabilis. Ang pinakauna ay 21 hundredths, followed by 1/3, followed by 3/5, followed by 2/3, and then the last one is 85 hundredths. From least to greatest po yan, ha? Pinakamaliit sa pinakamalaki. Ganon din sa number line. Kung sino nasa kaliwa, yun yung pinakamaliit hanggang pakanan. Kung sino yung dulo sa kanan, yun yung pinakamalaking number. Okay? So that's it. Di ba madali lang? From left to right po. Okay, we have additional examples. Ayan. A. Order down natin itong numbers from less to greatest. Ayan po, ito po yung sagot. Naka-order na po yan sa mababa sa pinakamataas. Di ba nakikita naman? Ganon din sa B. Ayan po. Ito po yung order natin sa pinakamababa sa pinakamalaking number. Ayan. Diba? Di ba madali lang? Of course, ulitin natin kung hindi nyo kaya ng ganyan agad, pwede po muna i-divide lahat ng mga fraction para maging decimal form po or convert to decimal forms. Okay? Okay, ito pa. Let's have now the word problem. Word problem. So, Mr. Williams bought 4 boards. Each board was supposed to be 6 feet long. The table shows the difference between the length of each board and 6 feet. Ayan. To the point difference ang bawat board ng 4 na board. So, yung nakalagay dito sa board 1 ay negative 5 inches, ay negative 5 tenths inches, 1 and 1/4 inches, 25 hundredths inches, 3/8 inches. So, order the numbers from less to greatest. Ibig sabihin, itong mga numbers na sukat na nandito, i-order natin kung sino pinakamaliit na board hanggang pinakamalaki. So, gamit yung mga measurements na yan by inches. Okay? So, ang sagot natin ay negative 5 tenths, 25 hundredths, 3/8, 1 and 1/4. Ang pinakamalaki o pinakamalaking board ay nasukat ay board number 2. Okay? That's it. Okay, let's have now word problem number 2. And yes, Andy, Dana, and Becky each work on homework for an hour. The table shows that what part of homework time is spent on math and English. So, pinapakita daw dito yung time spent in every subject, specifically math and English. Okay, so kay Andy, 1/2 sa math, 2/10 sa English. Kay Dana, 3,500 sa math, 3/5 sa English. Kay Becky, 3/8 sa math, and then 4/10 sa English. Okay, let's have the questions. Let's answer question number 1. Who spent the most time on math? Sino daw nag-spend ng malaking time sa math? It is Andy. Very good. Kasi po si Andy may pinakamalaking time 1/2. Ibig sabihin, 60, kung 1/2 hour, edi 60 minutes yon. Ay, 30 minutes tama. Kasi ang 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes, so 30 minutes. So 1/2 daw yung nagamit niya. Oh, okay. Then, let's have question number 2. Order the time spent on English subject from less to greatest. Sa English naman po, ano yung pinakamaliit daw sa pinakamalaki? Ayan, ang sagot, ang pinakamaliit sa English at sa pinakamalaking numbers, mula sa 2/10, 4/10, and 3/5. Ang pinakamaliit na spent ay si Andy. Ang pangalawa ay si Becky, 4/10. Ang pinakamalaking na spent sa English subject ay si Dana, 3/5. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, next question is question number 3. Test all the fractions and decimals given in the table from least to greatest. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng numbers na to, ng R's na to, na number ng R, regardless kung anong subject, ay ayusin natin from least to greatest. Magsasamahin natin yung 6. Sino yung pinakamababa sa lahat? Ang pinakamababa sa lahat na time ay 2/10 ng English ni Andy. Pangalawa ay 3,500 hundredths ng math ni Dana. Ang pangatlo ay 3/8 ng math ni Becky. Ang pang-apat ay 4/10 ng English ni Becky. Then 1/2 or 1/2 ni Andy sa math. And then the highest number is 3/5 ng English ni Dana. Okay, so that's it, di ba? Now let's have question number 4. Order the set of fractionalisms below from least to greatest. Okay, ito doon na nasa baba. Ilalagay doon natin from least to greatest. So, ano yung mas maliit? Unahin ulit natin, o gawin muna natin yung mga fraction into decimals para mas mabilis natin gawin, or pwede rin naman in order na agad. Nasa sa inyo po yan. Para mas mabilis natin ma-arrange from smaller number to the highest number. Smallest to highest number. Okay. Now, ito po yung sagot. Ang nauna ay negative 1 and 25 hundredths. Kasunod ay negative 4/5. Kasunod ay negative 7/20. Then 15 hundredths. 1 and 3 hundredths. And then 1 and 5/6. So those are our answers for question number 4. Okay? So thank you for listening for my video lesson. So I hope you learned a lot. And I hope you watch more for my videos for upcoming lessons. Okay po. So what have you understand? What have you realized? Kindly chat or PM me. Okay? Para malaman ko kung ano yung naintindihan mo at na-realize mo sa pakikinig sa aking discussions. Yes? You can comment. Put down in the comment box. Then thank you and God bless for tuning in. Thank you for your time. God bless you.